Welcome to Zillazai, Zillazone. Today we're going to be talking about a self-help guide, something I put together to help anybody going through depression or anything with their success guilt in life or anything to do with like how they feel about themselves, anything like that. We all go through anxiety issues and stuff, so it helps to have like a positive feedback from other creators and artists alike, entrepreneurs, open-minded people that can give back and help, I guess, in a way, help people grow, help others grow. This is a podcast that I started like a year or so ago, and I got busy with life and stuff and kind of fell off from it. But I'm back now. I'm gonna record a few episodes to test the waters and stuff. My company is Zillazai Entertainment LLC. I operate out of Ohio. I'm an entrepreneur. I've explained in my other episodes. I'm also like, I don't want to sound cliche, but I would say I'm a light worker. Someone that can help others grow, find things about themselves that they may not see. Try to stay positive when I can. Not everybody can. People go through stuff. We all have our moments in life, but it is what it is. We move on. Welcome to Zillazai, Zillazone. Let's see. 13th, 2025. Help guides aren't really new. People sell them, but I'm offering it for free on my podcast on Spotify. So whatever helps people, that's all that matters. If you have ever hit roadblocks or anything with your creativity, this will probably help. This should help you. Usually, excuse me, my video recording quality is junk right now. I have to get a new camera. My fiance bought me a microphone to record stuff with, so I've been using it to produce music with and everything else. So I'm also operating and producing the podcast while I'm hosting it. So you're going to see me working it while we're going along. So bear with me. If you want to try my threads, I have links on all of my socials and stuff in my bios for all my designs. I actually design my own clothing. I have a brand under my entertainment company that I create clothing on. I'm an entrepreneur, so I'm multifaceted. I do all kinds of stuff. I write music. I've wrote since I was 12 years old. All kinds of stuff. I also work a day job, like a normal day job, helping MRDD live independent at home and stuff, and like go out in the community, go to the store, go to baseball games, movies, anything, local events, stuff like that, even out of town events. But that's besides the point. We're going to get back into this. Success Within, a self-help guide, something I wrote. Do you ever have the thought, why am I stuck in a cycle of depression from not being as social as my talent demonstrates? What I'm describing is one of the most exhausting mental traps, and it's not because I'm weak, lazy, or missing some magic success habit. It's because my brain is trying to resolve a deep mismatch between my inner sense of potential and my outer reality. The gaps trigger the same loop over and over. Here's why it can feel impossible to break. 1. I've built a feedback loop between self-worth and achievement. When my brain ties my value to proving, quote unquote, my talent through visible success, any delay or plateau feels like proof that I'm failing, which makes me more depressed, which makes me less productive, which slows my progress further. That's a self-reinforcing loop. 2. Talented people often have a quote unquote time debt. mindset. If you know you're gifted but haven't cashed in, quote unquote, yet, you carry this constant feeling of being, quote unquote, behind schedule that makes every day feel like a deadline you missed yesterday, which creates chronic anxiety and self-criticism, like me criticizing myself all the time. 3, your brain confuses progress with recognition. You may be making skill gains, deepening your craft, or planting seeds that will bloom later. But if no one sees it yet, your brain dismisses it as failure or quote unquote not real success. This keeps you from emotionally crediting yourself for the work you're actually doing, a kind of compounding interest. You're working on it. 4, the perfection slash ambition paradox. Ambition, excuse me. The higher your standards, the more often you'll feel like you fall short. This paradox means that ambition, which should energize you, can actually demoralize you unless you learn to quote unquote bank small wins instead of waiting for the big one. How to start breaking the cycle, even without instant success. Separate identity from outcome. Reframe I'm not successful enough, quote unquote, into quote unquote I'm talented and building towards success. This keeps talent as a fact, not a verdict. Measure the visible wins. Track actions you take, writing, networking, practicing, as your real currency. Recognition will lag behind effort, but effort is 100% in your control. Shrink the gap between vision and daily action instead of living in frustration of the bigger picture. Anchor yourself in what you can produce this week. Redefine success as a curve, not a cliff. Most careers, especially creative ones, grow in sudden leaps after a long flat stretch. Feeling quote unquote behind is often an illusion of timing. Here's a mental interrupt routine you can run whenever you feel yourself slipping into that I'm not as successful as I should be spiral, quote unquote. Think of it as pulling an emergency brake before the depression cycle gains speed. The 5-step success spiral breaker. Step 1, catch the trigger. As soon as you notice thoughts like, I should be further along, or I'm wasting my talent, say it in your head. Stop. This is the loop. Naming it makes your brain shift from being in the thought to observing the thought, which gives you a moment to control what's going on. Step 2, separate talent from timeline. Say to yourself, my talent exists whether or not the world has caught up yet. This cuts the false link between current recognition and your actual value. Step 3, pull up a proof log. Keep a running list, phone note, journal, etc. Skills you've built, projects you've finished, positive feedback you've gotten. Read 3 items when the loop hits. Your brain needs evidence to override the story of failure. Step 4, take a micro win action. Do one small forward moving thing immediately, even if it's 5 minutes. Send one email, write 50 words, practice for 10 minutes. This switches your brain from rumination mode to creator mode. Step 5, reframe the gap. Say, this gap isn't proof I'm failing, it's proof I'm still in the game. That mental shift keeps the gap from feeling like a wall and reframes it as a part of the journey. Why this works. It interrupts the emotional autopilot. It replaces the I'm not there yet narrative with evidence and action. It forces the dopamine hit from micro progress, which can snowball into motivation. Ultra short loop breaker. Stop, talent, proof, micro win, reframe. 1, stop. Say, this is the loop. 2, talent. My talent exists no matter the timeline. 3, proof. Read 3 wins from your log. 4, micro win. Do one tiny forward action now. 5, reframe. The gap means I'm still in the game. If you use this 3 to 5 times in a row, it'll feel like fighting depression and more like switching tracks in your own head. I even have graphics I created. I had graphics that I created to make it like a step-by-step process for people to read. Links to the pod right here in the video, so you can share it with family or friends or anybody, colleagues, people that you know that might need it, or if you want to help others, you can. I got about 12 minutes down of just this, but we're going to have more episodes in the future, so stay tuned. This has been Zillazai, Zillazone. Thank you, and Zay out.